Break the board sports. It's your boy RJ Cash. Click that like, hit subscribe. Yesterday in the NBA, we had the push with the Kings, but the Rockets got home for us. So 1-0-1 on the day. But man, college football was incredible. All three bowl games hit. All our teaser hit 4-0. NFL Bears hit. All three of our teasers for the NFL. Two of them cashed, one still alive. So just a great, great day. College basketball fell there with Arkansas, but then in hockey we got the Anaheim Ducks to slide through there as well as the New York Rangers dropped the Sharkies. So check out the NHL show we got late going on later today. But let's hop into the NBA. We got a 6-game slate. First game on the board: Chicago Bulls at the Atlanta Hawks. Now the Hawks are laying 5.5. You're over under here, 247.5, 31% ticket count, 59% of the handle going to the over, 69% ticket count, 41% of the handle going to the under. Now, when you look at the sides here, Hawks getting 40% of ticket count, 61% of the handle. Bulls getting 60% ticket count, 39% of the handle. Bulls just 4-10 ATS their last 14 games, 3-8 straight up their last 11. Hawks 1-4 ATS their last 5, 2-6 straight up over their last 8. Now, head to head, the overs cashed 4 of the last 6, and head to head, the Bulls are 12-5 against the spread the last 17 games against the Hawks. Bulls have had the best of them from an ATS standpoint. Now the Bulls come in 12-15 straight up, 12-14-1 against the number, 5-9 on the road is where the Hawks 15-14 straight up, 14-15 against the number, 5-7 at home. Only meeting they played this year, the Bulls won that back on October 27th by 5. And then when you look, Dasume's game time decision, Josh Smith game time decision, Kobe White game time decision, Dante is out, and Porzingis is out for the Hawks. If I had to play the game, I'm not going to get to the window on this, but if I had to play the game, I would take the Bulls plus 5.5. But that's just a lean, no official play. Like I said, just nothing here I really like. Next game on the board, we got the Toronto Raptors at the Brooklyn Nets. Now the Raptors are laying 3.5 on the road, 216.5 is our total. 70% of ticket count, 74% of the handle going to the Toronto Raptors. 30% ticket count, 26% of the handle is taking the 3.5 at home with the Brooklyn Nets. Now the total, 75% of bets and 49% of the handle are going over 216.5. 25% ticket count, 51% of the handle going to the under 216.5 in this one. Now Toronto just 2-9 ATS their last 11 and 2-5 straight up their last 7 overall. But Brooklyn may be what the doctor ordered. They're 4-1 ATS against Brooklyn the last 5 matchups. Brooklyn, though they've been playing better, they've actually been getting wins over the last month. 6-12 over their last 18. Now the under is cashed 8 of the last 9 for the Brooklyn Nets, and they went under the total 11 of their last 13. Powell and Highsmith and Cam Thomas all out for the Nets. RJ Barrett still out for the Raptors. When you look at this, into it, Raptors 17-12 straight up, 13-16 ATS, but the Raptors are 9-5 straight up on the road as to where the Nets just 3-11 at home. Now these two teams played back November 23rd and November 11th. Both of those games, same exact score, 119-109 in favor of the Toronto Raptors. If I had to get down on a play, I would take the Raptors minus $1.60, and I may get to the window on that. That's not a bad number, but it would be Raptors minus 160 or nothing there. Next game on the board, and a big injury slate to give you, but we'll get to that in just a second. Miami Heat at the New York Knicks. Now the Knicks are laying 7.5. 235.5 is the total. 46% of ticket counts equaling 50% of the handle on the over. 54% ticket count, 50% of the handles on the under. Now, when you look at the side, Knicks laying 7.5 are getting 59% of ticket count, 41% of the handle. Heat getting 41% of ticket count, 59% of the handle there for Miami. The Heat are just 1-5 ATS their last 5 games, and they're on a downward spiral. 1-6 their last 7 overall, compared to the Knicks 7-1 their last 8. The Knicks are 10-3 ATS their last 13, 15-2 ATS the last 17 home games. Knicks have been great at home. We went against them the other night just because of the spot. Worked out for us. 76ers got the outright win. Now a little time to kind of get their legs under them. Knicks are also 6-3 last 9 matchups with the Miami Heat. Now we talked about it with the Knicks, how good they are at home. 13-2 ATS and straight up. 20-8 on the year, 18-10 ATS. Now, these two teams, this is their 4th matchup already this year, and the Heat have won 2 of them. Heat won the first one in Miami, 115-107. November 14th was the second matchup, 140-132. The Knicks won in Madison Square Garden. And then November 17th, back in Miami, Miami won 115-103. When I look at this, my only problem is laying 7.5, but Davion Mitchell, game time decision. Wiggins is a game time decision. Jovic, Larson, and Hero are all out. McBride, the only one of substance, out for the Knicks. For me, I would either lay the 6.5 with the Knicks or nothing. But when I look at this, I think one thing you could do to get yourself maybe kind of like cross sport it, because I do like the Knicks to win today. I absolutely like that. Obviously, you can't lay 330. That's a little crazy. But if you take the line for the Spurs, it's really high. But it gets down the juice on the parlay. So one thing I would say is cross sporting it. We take the Knicks money line. We take the San Antonio Spurs money line. And we take the Detroit Lions money line. Minus 120. I think that gives you good value to get you home there. So I like that. Knicks, Spurs, and the Detroit Lions 3-team parlay, minus $1.20 there. Now, if you're like, I just got to have a plus, you put the Buffalo Bills in there, put you plus 115. So Knicks, Spurs, Lions, Bills, 14 parlay plus $1.15 there for your betting needs. But I do like getting the Knicks in whatever you can. I like the Knicks to get home today. 7.5. Just me personally, I believe in having rules and structure when you're doing your handicapping. Laying that amount of points is just something I don't really like to get into. Milwaukee Bucks at the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves coming off that big win over the Thunder. They're laying 12.5 here to the Milwaukee Bucks. Over under 226.5. 72% ticket count is equaling 68% of the handle to the over. 28% ticket count equaling 32% of the handle to the under. As far as the side, Bucks are getting 41% ticket count. That's equaling 66% of the handle. 59% ticket count equaling 34% of the handle on the Minnesota Timberwolves here in this one. T-Wolves, again, 8-2 straight up their last 10. They had the big win over the Thunder the other night. They've played to the under 5 straight games at home and 5 of their last 6 overall. Milwaukee, 3-12 straight up, 6-13 ATS their last 19. They got everything swirling about Giannis, but they have been good at covering against Minnesota. 5-1 ATS over the last 6 matchups between these two teams. Bucks 11-17, 12-16 ATS, 3-9 on the road. T-Wolves 18-10 straight up, 11-17 ATS, 10-5 at home. When you look at the injury report here on this game, you got Giannis obviously out, Prince out, Mike Conley with that Achilles is a game time decision. These two teams have yet to play this year, but the Bucks have won 7 of the last 10. Not going to get to the window on this one either. I don't really like the card today, but I would take the Bucks plus 12.5 or nothing here. The fact that the Minnesota Timberwolves, I know they had the night off last night, but that big win Friday night beating the Thunder. Now you got the Bucks, kind of a soft spot. So it would be Bucks plus 12.5 or nothing, but just not going to get to the window here. San Antonio Spurs laying 15.5 on the road to the Washington Wizards. 67% ticket count, 86% of the handle going to the Spurs. 33% ticket count, 14% of the handle going to the Wizards. Spurs just 2-5 ATS against the Wizards their last 7. But they're 4-1 ATS their last 5 overall, 5-1 straight up their last 6 overall. Wizards 4-16 their last 20 games, just dreadful. Now your over under for this 237.5, 39% ticket count, equaling 54% of the handle to the over, 61% ticket count, and 56% of the handle to the under. Kispert out, Whitmore out, Watkins out. Wizards are just so bad. That's why I say you put the Spurs and the Knicks, put them with the Lions, Massadar 20. Just, I mean, it's the only way you can go. Next game on the board, Houston Rockets and Sacramento Kings. Two teams that we bet yesterday. Click that like, hit subscribe. Now the Kings push +5. Rockets, we have money line that got home. Now the Rockets laying 12.5, 223.5, 68% ticket count, equaling 76% of the handle on the Houston Rockets. 32% of ticket count, equaling 24% of the handle on the Sacramento Kings. Now Sabonis, Levine, Eubanks still out for the Kings. Finney Smith out for the Houston Rockets. Rockets a little bit of travel here. When you dive into it, 223.5 is the total, 70% ticket count, 68% of the money on the over here. Rockets just 1-4 ATS their last 5, but they're 12-5 straight up their last 17 overall. Sacramento 2-8 ATS their last 10. They're on a 5-game losing streak, but the overs cash between these two teams now the last 13. And more importantly, we talk about the Rockets 12-5 straight up the last 17 versus the Kings, but winning and covering two different things. Houston 12-5 straight up their last 17. But Houston and the Kings head to head, the Kings have actually won 9 of the last 13, believe it or not. Kings have won 9 of the last 13 against the Rockets, including earlier this year. They lost by 26. So that includes that. So the Kings going into this year 9-2 against the Rockets. I'm going to take the Kings here. I know I had them yesterday, but the line is up to 13 in some spots. I'll take the Kings. So Bulls and Kings, Bulls +5, Kings +13. But more importantly, that money line parlay, Knicks, Spurs, and let's go ahead and do Bills and lines. 14 parlay plus $1.15. Not the most sexiest thing, but listen, it's plus money, and it'll get home. RJ Cash, Break the Board Sports, giving you stats, trends, information to help you with your handicap. Whether you fade or follow, hope you win your bet. God bless and happy handicap.